Hi, this is Todd Lohenry of the Elevation Company, and I'd like to take a moment to talk with you about some thoughts on a thought leadership workflow. Ultimately, the objective is to show up here in what Google calls the zero moment of truth. So, for example, as I was doing keyword research around thought leadership, I found an interesting article from Mark Traphagen. And because Mark has executed very well on a thought leadership workflow. Mark shows up when I'm looking for an answer. Now, because I recognize his picture and I recognize his brand, I'm more inclined to turn to Mark when I'm looking for well thought out content on a particular topic. So the objective with the thought leadership workflow is to show up like Mark does in search when people are looking to buy in to something that would point to me as a solution. So now I turn to the plumbing or to the, like the basics of how do I accomplish this? How do I show up like Mark does when people are looking for an answer? Well, I think that there are three moving parts that you really need to consider and a couple of different options. So to me, the three-legged stool of a thought leadership workflow is search engine optimized blogging, preferably on a WordPress self-hosted content management system. But even a tool like Blogger, Google's Blogger, will work quite well. Secondly, auto posting everything that you put on your website to your Google Plus page, and from there, plus one or comment in your Google Plus profile. As you feel more confident in these basics, then you can add a fourth tool, which is called Feedly, and Feedly will help deliver to your doorstep, your virtual doorstep, a steady flow of great content. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay, this is WordPress on the inside. You can see the diagram and the post that you're viewing and what it looks like, from the beginning. When I say search engine optimized blogging or content management system, then what I'm talking about is a self-hosted WordPress blog with the WordPress SEO plugin by Yoast that automatically checks how am I doing for search engine optimization. Am I writing on purpose with the purpose of getting found? So in this particular scenario, I start out with the word thought leadership strategy because I know that that's something from looking at my Google search that people are already looking for. I could have picked thought leadership definition, examples, marketing, da 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 da, whatever. But I chose to go with thought leadership strategy because it fit what I wanted to talk about the best. Okay, now the second thing that I do from a mechanics standpoint, I add the Jetpack plugin for WordPress and I turn on the sharing options and I set this to automatically post to my Google Plus page and to also link the content to my Google Plus profile. Next, I have a Google Plus page and all of the content that I post to my blog automatically goes here, along with other things that I share that are within the area of focus for my business. Okay, so there's that. Then what I'll do is go to the bell icon in my personal profile. And as I'm reading through content from all the people that I'm following, whenever I come across content from my Google Plus page, then what I'll do is look to, at the very least, plus one my own content, at the very least. At the most, what I'll look to do is to share this content to my personal profile with a thoughtful comment. Okay. Then from that point, if we look at the diagram, I refer to Facebook pages, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I don't focus on those tools, primarily because Google does not index those tools. It's unable to fully index content in the same way that it can from Google+. Hence the decision to focus my social networking on Google+ because of the SEO value that it has. So I use a tool called Friends Plus Me, and I can configure it so that anything that I post to my Google+ profile automatically goes to my Facebook page and to my LinkedIn profile. And my Facebook page is automatically set to send my content to Twitter. So I have Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter covered. Now, the last part is the optional part. And as you start to do this, you may find yourself looking for more and more content. And that's the time that I suggest that you either use Google+ or a tool called Feedly to start tracking people and finding more shareable content. But more about Feedly as a front end to your workflow in a subsequent post. Or you can go to YouTube and search my channel at youtube.com/Todd Lohenry and search for Feedly for more content around. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll create a playlist of my favorite Feedly posts, and that will have to hold you over for now. If you have any questions or feedback, please comment either in the blog or on Google+ in the page or in the profile. I'd be happy to connect with you and share more about this.